Hi everyone, and welcome to my bullet journal setup for January. I hope the year has been treating you well so far, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the year too. So, for January, we are beginning with the cover page as always, and for this month, I decided to go with a moon and stars theme. Since January is the first month of the year, it is also the new year. I wanted to go with that theme since I thought it was very fitting. Also, it is my younger sister's birthday this month, and her name is linked to the moon, so I thought it would be a nice tie-in to that. But yeah, so I decided to go with the phases of the moon um, in a sort of circle form and some like hanging lights. But I'll be completely honest, right now I am not the happiest with this cover page. I think it may have been due to the fact that I was extremely nervous when I went into planning and setting up and decorating for the month. I am not used to, firstly, not drawing people. So when I had to draw symbols and sort of stuff like this, it really makes me nervous because it's completely outside my comfort zone. And I was also doing a style that I'm not used to at all. So that, and then also the sort of new notebook situation. Um, you sort of want your first spread in the notebook to be perfect. So I had that feeling as well. So I'm pretty sure it's probably the combination of that that made me not be able to execute it that well, in my opinion. I feel if the circular star things that I had done in between the moon phases to make that circular, like round pattern, if they had been thinner, I feel I would have liked the page more. And also if I had done the strings of light a little bit differently. But that aside, I'm quite pleased with how the cover page ended up turning out, even though it is not my most favorite cover page. I also did decide to keep it very simple because I wasn't really sure with what I was doing. So, um, color scheme wise, I'm going with grey with little hints of blue. I thought that would be nice with a moon theme. But yeah, one of the advantages I think of experimenting is the fact that even if it doesn't end up turning out the way that you wanted it, when you look back, you can sort of see the progress of how you've developed through your experimenting. So I've realized that I have been babbling on for a little bit too much, but color wise for January, I was contemplating keeping it just black and white, but I decided to add in some color to it. So I'm going with grey with some hint of blue throughout the month just to keep in with the moon and star theme. But here is my cover page all finished. I am pretty happy with how it came out. So now we will move on to the next spread, which is my monthly view. And for my monthly view, I like a calendar layout and I prefer to have a Monday start with quite large boxes. And the reason why I like having a layout like this is because one, I find it very functional for me because I have enough room to be able to write down pretty much all of the appointments, fees I have to pay, or like tasks and events that are happening throughout the month into here. It is pretty much the first place I go when I am looking to see what's happening for the week, and then I transfer those over to my weekly. I also find that it gives me enough space to be able to plan exactly what I need to, and also it gives me a nice overview of the month as well, and so I can see what is happening and what days I have free and everything like that. Also for this one, I am going in now with my Tombow and I am just making little dots for where the dates of the month are going to go. Then after that, I'm going to move over to the sidebar type of section and put in my monthly goals. I'm just going to put in the header thing for it, and at the time when I was filming this, I wasn't too sure what I wanted my monthly goals to be, so I just left it blank. But for this top section, I will link the Instagram that I found it on, but the person had done a sort of circular design with watercolors, so I wanted to try that out. And so I did like a little swatch sort of thing with colors that I tried to match as closely to the mark liners, and then I drew in a circle and wanted to write down monthly goals, but apparently I wrote weekly goals instead. So I should probably fix that, but I'm not going to because I'm way too lazy for that. So I can't believe I put that down. Oh well. That is my monthly spread pretty much done. It's very simple, but I am pretty happy with it. So we will now move on to the next spread, which is my habit tracker section. And for this one, I am actually, for once, really happy with the title of this page. If you have seen my previous setups for my monthly spreads in my bullet journal, the habit tracker title is always terrible. So I'm actually really happy with how this one ended up turning out. I am trying out a new style of writing, so I'm really happy with that. But in terms of my habit trackers and just what I'm tracking, I added in a few extra things. So in this spread, I am tracking my mood. I also put in a few new things that I am tracking in terms of lifestyle habits, and I am also tracking my sleep. So we will see how this ends up going throughout the month. I also am going to be putting down a new area on this page at the bottom because of the dot grid size in the Nuna. It is smaller than your typical bullet journal. I believe the spaces between each dot is 3 millimeters, and I am pretty sure that typically the normal dot grid size is 5 millimeters. So because of that, I had a lot of extra room at the bottom that I wasn't really too sure what to put down. So what I decided to do was make a key section, since I have switched up some of the symbols and their meanings. So I wanted to have a place where I could reference that, and also to make this page more functional and make it sort of more beneficial to me. I also decided to add in a overview section where I can review how the habits went and take some notes sort of thing, and basically just see what I need to improve on or work on and what's working for me, and use that as future reference for February. So that is basically how the habit tracker page ended up turning out. Like, I'm pretty happy with this. So now we will move on to the next page, which is a quote page. So for this one, I decided to go with new month, new beginning, new mindset, new focus, new start, new intentions, new results. So I just found this off of Google. I have no idea who said it or where it is from, but I thought it was quite fitting with the theme, with it being the new year. Also, it sort of fit in with the moon theme as well because, new beginnings and everything. And I just kept it very simple with the quote in the middle of the page and then the hanging star light things um, around it. So it's very simple and everything, but I'm really happy with how this one ended up turning out. And as you can see, I got a lot more comfortable with drawing out this design, so I'm really happy with how this one ended up turning out. So that is what these two pages look like, and now we're moving to the next spread, which is the new section that I'm adding to my monthly setup, and that is a journaling section. So I am also using a Erin Condren Life Planner, and that is going to be my memory planner because after I discovered the bullet journal system and really got into it, I was really struggling using it as a functional planner. So I'm using that as a memory planner, but I didn't want to put down really sensitive material in my Erin Condren planner and have that in the public eye, if that makes sense. So I wanted to have a place where I could still journal about something that had happened that day, but not have it be in public eye and have it out there because it is quite private and everything. So that is why I am incorporating this spread into my monthly setup. I also decided to add in a little highlight section on the bottom, and yeah, so it's very simple, but I know by the end of the month it will end up filling out. So we are moving on to the final spread that I will be doing for the monthly setup, and that is a brain dump page. So I just decided to do a simple border and then the hanging lights situation as well. Um, and that's basically all that I did because I wasn't really too sure with what to call this page. I didn't really want to call it brain dump, but I don't really know what else to call it. So I just left it blank like this, and we will see how this ends up going. If you have any ideas on what to call it, please let me know down below because I really don't know. But this is basically my brain dump page, and that is it for my setup. So here is the final flip through of all of the January spreads I've done in my bullet journal, and I had a lot of fun creating all of these spreads, and I hope you have enjoyed this video as well. Let me know what you guys are doing for January if you're doing a theme. But yeah, I will leave a list of everything that I've used in the description box like I always do. And for now, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!